That's a hard question to answer. I don't know. I think it's a really complicated issue. Sometimes when you get into titling, I mean, our audiences are very varied. You know, and these are issues for a producer to really decide. Like, there's an overseas market which is very big. You know, there's certain minority cultures in the country whose patronage is very important to a movie. And unfortunately, sometimes in art, if you title something with a certain name, you might run a risk of alienating certain people. In fact, there's been conversations, people have said if you keep a certain title, you might lose a massive amount of money just straight away. So I think that's a issue best discussed with the production. As far as me, I don't know. My logic is simply that, and it's got nothing to do with sensible filmmaking or intelligence or money. But the original was the name of the character, Othello. So I have a tendency to feel that this film should also be titled after the guy it's about, whose name is Omkara. But again, I mean, that's an issue best left to them. But I mean, again, it's quite a commercial lineup. Can you ask me about the music later?
You have worked on a lot of big productions.
I mean, it's got like couple of fun party stage songs that are full on for front benches, and I can imagine some raunchy music videos being cut to it with, like, I mean, when they were playing it here on the set, I mean, it was like a village house trance party. Because it's got, like, Bipasha Basu and Vivek doing some great songs, and it's also got some soulful music. I mean, Vishal Bhardwaj basically, I think, initially a music director. So he's got a lot of taste, and I think he's chosen his music carefully. And there's, some nice love songs and romantic tracks and soulful music and some kind of disco fun going on. But frankly, to me, it's not about the music. I mean, that's something that's happening in the background, enhancing what's going on. But it's about these characters and this story.
You don't have a favorite song?
I suppose my favorite song would be Bidi Jalailo. Just the way it's been shot and the kind of song it is. I think both times, he's been very much at home in the kind of characters. I think they're tailor-made for him. This one is really different for me. In that one, they were both tailor-made for us. You might run a risk of alienating certain people. In fact, there's been conversations, people have said if you keep a certain title, you might lose a massive amount of money just straight away. So I think that's a issue best discussed with the production. As far as me, I don't know. My logic is simply that, and it's got nothing to do with sensible filmmaking or intelligence or money. But the original was the name of the character, Othello. So I have a tendency to feel that this film should also be titled after the guy it's about, whose name is Omkara. But again, I mean, that's an issue best left to them. But I mean, again, it's quite a commercial lineup. So it's always been a pleasure. But there's also a lot of space between us to operate, and it's not. We're not really conscious of each other as people when we're working. It's just very comfortable in that sense. He's also a very understated kind of actor and real. And I mean, anyone who likes making films like this has to have something, interesting going on. So yeah, this is someone I look forward to working with more.
You're also working with Karina Vivek, Razir Saab, Omkara for the first time. A little bit about the issue.
Well, I mean, it's quite a slightly boring kind of question because, I'll tell you why it's boring. Because, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, after a point, it's the script that brings you together. And sometimes you've got like Konkanas, they're all fabulous actors. And it's such well-written stuff that it's really quite easy and really nice to see how some of these people interpret what they have, particularly Nasir Saab and watching Konkona work, and even Kareena, who is perhaps normally associated with more glamorous and commercial films, even though, I mean, it's tailor-made for her. She's the glamorous girl in a village of darker and less beautiful people. That's what Desdemona is meant to be. And I actually think she's a great actor who, like all of us, given the chance first and the script and the part in which to show you what she can do, and this is one of them. I mean, there's just one shot in LOC really that was out of the ordinary, and the way she did that when she sees her partner, which happens to be me, dead body coming in, her reaction was unique. And it's a sync sound movie, and I've just done a couple of scenes with her, but the way she's spoken and choked and actually not spoken shows a lot of great stuff. Of course, there are lighter elements. The lighter elements, it is a love story. It's a tragedy, but it's full. It's an entire world of these people. It's not. I wouldn't say it's grim and dark. It's very funny in places. It's extremely romantic in places. It's got thrills and action and all that. So this is what I mean. It's a complete Shakespearean screenplay. It's just that the underlying theme is a bit heavy, and what happens is sad, but it's satisfying, and it will probably teach you something at the end of it all, and it gives you a feeling as an audience that you've experienced something, which is not always a happy ending. But that doesn't mean it's not a satisfying ending, which is the most important thing. You feel satisfied at the end of it. But, I mean, it would be really bad if it was just flat and grim and dark. It's not. It's bright and happy in many places, and even the evil in it is almost amusing in places. So it's craftily done. I mean, they've been amazing. We've not even sensed it. I mean, everything's been... See, it's just, to me, I haven't really got into all that. It's the script. I mean, sometimes you get worried about working with certain productions because you wonder if they will do their part in releasing the film and making the film and marketing the film and all the things that producers do, which I don't even know half the stuff that they do, but I have an idea now. But the kind of passion that the way they've worked here, aside from, I mean, being great in terms of looking after us and all that, I mean, just the fact that they picked up the script themselves, we've all chosen this for a reason. And the same reason is the brilliance of it. And that's what's binding everyone. And that's the great thing about cinema. There's so many different people from different schools and backgrounds and cultures and languages. But they're all clear on one thing, that they love this script. And that's why they're working on it, most of them. Well, I mean, you see, I don't know, I mean, there's some parts of it, maybe getting ready and stuff, it's been a tiring shoot, but on the other hand, we've shot most of it near Panchgani. And I mean, I've shot a lot of films abroad, and earlier I used to grumble that, you know, my God, I want to go back to shoot in New York, because it's easier. But actually it's not true. I mean, we've had some great weather, and India is such a beautiful country when you get out of the crowded, polluted cities. And it's been a joy. I bought a new car. I always wanted, so I got it, and so it's an hour's drive back to the hotel, which can sound a bit frightening for a month, but that's been one of the great joys, actually. Beautiful roads, moonlight, amazing trees with colors, and a really relaxed atmosphere. This is the way to make a movie. You get out of Bombay, spend a month or two in a really nice place, and everyone gets along, mainly because they're loving what they're doing. So it's been really great, and I think I'll miss it. It's so calm, and the weather's it plays a big part for me. The weather. I mean, if it was really hot at night, and I can't, you know, it's hard to stay dry while shooting. But Vai, Panchgani, Mahabaleshwar. These places are really pretty. I shot a lot of songs here in the 90s. But like this is a different feeling, coming here and shooting in the dust and yeah. See, it's a great set. It's a huge set, and it's it's a hell of an achievement for any production. It's also extremely tastefully done and authentically done. To the naked eye, it might not look like a real village because it's a shooting set. So some gaps will be larger, but little areas of it's been built with a camera to be placed in mind. So in that sense, I mean, you know. Like suddenly there's like Omi's house, Langra's house, there are these little pockets with beautiful little terraces, which you have to see in moonlight and without all these people. The set's great, but perhaps you should talk to the art director and the producer about that, because I expect nothing less. So I'm not even that sort of taken aback or, I expected this. If someone's done their job really well, which they should be. It's like I assume people will expect us to do ours.